So I did the quirky little video on the birth of Rugby League. How about an animated version for Rugby Union? Let's check it out. Are they going to mention
history of Rugby Union?
The boy that
Rugby
picked up the ball
originated out of an early form of football. Not like football as we know it today, but a much cruder form of the game, full of rough and tumble,
Hundreds of
with
players.
no limits to the number of players on each side, and not too much in the way of rules. Players were allowed to catch and kick the ball with their hands, but they weren't allowed to run with it, and that was
almost sounds like a version of netball, doesn't it? But you can kick it.
pretty much it. Legend has it that in 1823, a young lad by the name of William Web Ellis didn't care too much for this rule either. And so, during a game of football at the rugby school in the town of Rugby, Warwickshire, England, caught the ball and ran with it towards the opponent's goal line.
The only saving grace with them saying this story is that legend has it, meaning, is it true? I don't think it is true. I don't think it's true. That's my opinion. You're welcome to tell me yours. I love an animated series.
And rugby students spread the game's gospel across England. In fact, the world's first and oldest football club, the Guy's Hospital Football.
Interesting fact. A lot of sport was actually, so for example, football, soccer, was actually spread quite a lot by missionaries and priests and the religion, because the missionaries would go to other countries and spread the word of football. Hence why the image of this, churches basically.
Guy's Hospital Football Club, formed in London in 1843, was formed by old boys from rugby school. Soon, a number of other clubs formed to play games based on the rugby school rules. Clubs like the Dublin University Football Club, which, founded in 1854, has arguably become the world's oldest surviving football club in any code, and the Blackheath Rugby Club in London, which was founded in 1850.
That's not around anymore, is
in
it?
fact,
I assume.
It was Francis Moule Campbell, a member of the Blackheath Club, that led the breakaway from the newly formed Football Association in 1863, when it moved a motion to expunge two rules integral to the rugby style of the game at the time, namely running with the ball and hacking, basically kicking an opponent in the shins. Campbell argued that hacking was an essential element of football, and that the rules that the FA intended to adopt would do away with all the courage and pluck required to play the game. He feared that they would destroy the game and all interest in it. In protest, he withdrew the Blackheath Club, and other rugby clubs followed this lead and refused to join the Football Association. Instead, they formed their own association, and on the 26th of January 1871, in a meeting attended by representatives from 21 clubs, they founded the Rugby Football Union.
Yes.
And what of that young boy that legend says started it all the way back in 1823? Well, aside from a statue and a plaque at his old school in Rugby, which reads, "This stone commemorates the exploit of William Web Ellis, who, with a fine disregard for the rules of football as played in his time, first took the ball in his arms and ran with it, thus originating the distinctive feature of the rugby game, AD 1823. The Rugby World Cup trophy just happens to be named after him. The Web Ellis Cup, colloquially known as Bill, is awarded to the winner of the Rugby World Cup."
That's funny because I'm sure I've heard it being called that, and for some reason I've never put two and two together, even though I knew that it was Web Ellis that apparently picked the ball up. But as people have said in the comments, that actually the chance of that one person picking the ball up created all this is just, I don't see it that plausible, if I'm honest. Maybe, might be wrong, maybe that is what kicked it all off. But bearing in mind, if you think about football, when football was first in the public schools, i.e. private schools, all different schools had different rules and laws, and each game would look different. You'd have hundreds of people playing, kicking a ball around in down a high street or whatever. Yeah, but it's interesting how the rugby side broke away from football, and then you've got rugby league that broke away from union as well. And actually, it's interesting. You've got, how many different types of football are there? It's incredible. Anyway, I do enjoy an animated series like that. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time.